Welcome back and welcome to another sticker release video. Like, comment, subscribe, tap that notification so that way you can keep up to date whenever new videos are posted. And so you can sit here, look through, and see if these sticker packs that I release are what is going to fit with your planning style. So today we're going to be going over the Font Pack Volume 2, the Mix and Match with 3 different fonts, and there is a lot of stickers in here. And I know with all of the words, which I think there's like over 375 words or something like that in here that I used, I noticed that there are some I even missed at the point whenever I was doing all my dragging and dropping and uploading, and I was just like, you know what? I've already come this far. So, if there are things missing that you would really like, leave me a comment, shoot me a message on Etsy, Facebook, Instagram, or anything like that. Let me know. I do keep a list of all those things, so that way I can release those for future references and stuff. So, let's go ahead and get into this. So, starting out, every single font is set up the same way. So, we do have 3 different fonts, and it is categorized at the top by the font. And I went ahead and put the font name on here. So, this first one is Rustic Cherry. Then we have the Candy Claus and Aloma Island. And then we have one blank page at the end for faves, which is just, if I can talk, a blank page with um, these little black opaque boxes, so that way you can like put your favorite combos and stuff together, and you don't have to be flipping back and forth. So whenever you click up at the top with the tabs, it'll take you to the very first page of all 3 of these fonts, or your favorites page. And then each one has the same exact order. And so we'll kind of go through this first one a little bit slower, and then I'll go through the other 2 a little bit faster, so this video is not like an hour long. So starting out at the very beginning on the first page, we have the days of the week is in this first column right here. So every single word also on here is available in black and white. So we have all of the regular Monday through Sunday and weekend, as well as the 3-letter with the weekend shortened. And then go straight into the months. And so we had January through December, starting at the right after the days, and then coming back up to the top. Ooh, it'll move. Following with that, and then into the holidays. And so this is where day and happy and merry holidays are all first. So every holiday after this is really just the one word. And so, if it's Valentine's Day, we have stop. We have Valentine's down here, and then you would just pair it with a day. So if you wanted to do 2 different fonts, that way again you can mix and match them. So these are going to be on the first page, and then it goes through with the holidays in chronological order. From January through all the way to the end of the year, at least for U.S. holidays. I did try to get in also some like Jewish ones. I didn't do all of the Jewish holidays, but some of the most popular ones, and for sure are federally recognized holidays are in here. So this one goes through Passover, and then the next page on the holidays starts with Easter, and then goes all the way down through Kwanzaa at the end of the year. And then at the bottom, we have the four seasons: is spring, summer, fall, and winter. And then here on the second page is where we start the A through Z. And so this is the last page where you'll have an actual header. And so everything after this one is in alphabetical order. And this is where I kind of just went crazy with the words and everything like that. Um, and I'll kind of mention some of the words that I'm like, I can't believe I forgot to add that one. Like, I use that one all the time. So, yeah, my brain's a little bit fried on this one, but I try to get as many of the most common used words out there as possible. I was thinking a lot along the lines of like all the monthly like chores or cleaning, appointment types, meeting types, stuff that you would work on or do kind of like on a monthly basis. And so and the different areas of your house. So that's why we have like cabinets here too. It's like either like wipe down the cabinets or clean out the cabinets, um, or or organize the cabinets, something like that. And so just trying to think of like different areas around the house that could also work in here as well. And then going on to the third page, it starts out with care, and then we keep going down, and there's a lot of C's. Throwing some craft and crafting in here. Again, credit cards is like, one of the a monthly bill to do. One of the common like monthly payments that I will do in a monthly set or something like that. Um, Different kinds of dates daily. Here's where we start the D's, and then the D's continue over here on this side. And going down again, another one, dishwasher, dump. And so if you saw brain on the first one, that's what I was kind of thinking, like brain dump. But of course, there's so many other different ways that you can use these words. Endless possibilities here. And again, these, like I said, these are all in alphabetical order. File finish. On to the next page. Here we have floors, is where it starts out at, and then going down. Oh, not scrolling. And then here I did do home and house on here. So some of them have some variations on like the name of something, or like singular or plural, or with an ing. So like with C we had craft and crafting. So like I said, I try to get in as much as possible, but of course I'm human too. None of us are perfect. So there are some words that, like I said, by the time I got to the actual like dragging and dropping and uploading and doing all the things, which took forever, uh, because I was just like, oh, I forgot this one. Let me do this one. Let me do this one. And I had to go back and like rearrange and all the things. Yeah, I was done by that point. Um, so this one goes all the way through menu, and then going on to the next page, it starts with mirrors up here. Again, I was thinking like wipe mirrors or clean mirrors. This is one of the things that I left out. I have month on here, but I do not have monthly. That's when I was like, oh my God. No, I didn't. So that's one word I know is missing, is monthly, since we have month on here. Um, and then going down, I think another word I had forgotten was trip. And I made sure I put road on there for road trip, and then forgot trip. Okay, so here's another one that's like we have pack, package, and then packing. Yeah, I have like different versions of the word, but some of the actual words, yeah, I know. Don't come for me. Like I say, I try to get as many things in here as possible. And that's why I said this is a beast of a set. There's a lot of stuff in here. And then we go up here to release on the next page. And so we're getting to the R, or more into the R's. Again, I have road on here. Ooh. There's road, run, schedule, school, scripture, service, sheets, like changing the sheets, washing sheets. So some things I was like, you can tell where some of the times where I was like, hyper focused in on more of like this cleaning, and especially being around this time of year with the spring cleaning and the purging and all that kind of stuff, which is something personally I've been doing a lot of in my own house, and so that's really been a lot of my focus lately is purging the house, spring cleaning, reorganizing, all that kinds of things. Um, and then we get here to the T's. Um, Again, this is where I was like, this goes to tomorrow. Okay. And then here's the last page. And here where I noticed I was like, I forgot trip. Oh my God. Um, if I don't like mess everything up here. Okay. Okay. Vacuum versus vitamins, and we had meds on there, med and meds. So like med appointment, or like take med if you only take one. Add the vitamins in here as well. And then up here, workout, and then all the way, and then the last one is Zoom. And so the very last page of each font does come with shapes. Now they all are in the same 5 colors, but the shapes are different on each page. So at the end of the rustic cherry, we have more of the rectangle type shapes. And so we have these, and there is one right here too. It's like a bone white kind of color. It's a little bit harder to see from a distance. But we have a pink shade, a bone white kind of color, a tan, a darker gray, almost black, and kind of a gold yellow. It kind of looks more yellow in the video from what I can see, but it's a little bit more of a burnt kind of, like I said, goldish, in actual like real life, not on video. And so then we have some just regular straight rectangles, and then some double flags on here, some paint, um, strokes. I'm like, what am I looking for? And then some longer kind of paint strokes, paint pen, highlighter, and then some kind of rough rectangle boxes. So that is all for rustic cherry. And then going on to the next page, it goes straight into the next one, which is candy claws. And I'll kind of zoom in a little bit here to kind of show you a little bit of the fonts. Like I said, everything from the previous one, all the fonts are in the same exact order, as far as like the actual words. And so I'll kind of go through here a little bit faster. But this one is a little bit more of a kind of a cursive-y handwriting font. Um, it's become one of my favorites recently, ever since I downloaded it. Um, so all of these in here, like I said, they're all the same words. both in black and white. And then here are the shapes on the Candy Claws last page. So here we have the flags, long and short. And then we have some like kind of rough painted boxes. Again, in all the same 5 colors. Some of the rounded boxes. I don't know what shape to call this. I don't know what to call it. Anyway, these half circles as well. And then we got a couple of fun shapes in here. Just to kind of change it up a little bit. And then some of these quarter circles as well. And I love like these 5 colors together. So maybe working on a set to come out with these 5 colors. Just trying to figure out what I want to do. All right. And then the last font is Aloma Island. Again, this is another one of the fonts that I've really come to like a lot. I've been using actually this font quite a bit with my label maker, reorganizing all of my storage and storage boxes and stuff like that. I've been using this font quite a bit with it, actually. Um, again, all in the same order, all in black and white. This one is a little bit on the thicker, but really all kind of real straight which is what I really like about it. All right, and then on this last page, this is what shapes are included or on the Aloma Island one. Again, this is one of the shapes that I've started to really fall in love with. I released this shape back in, I think it was the March set, when I started really using this shape a lot, and doing different layouts and stuff. So yeah, I did add in that one. Again, it's starting to be one of my favorites. These half circle ones here, and the bottom is not filled in, so it's just the top that's filled in with the blank bottom. I don't know. My words are not working for me right now. And then a couple of different rough circles on here as well. And then some of these cloud shapes on here. Hearts, quote boxes, and some corner boxes as well. And then again, a blank faves page, so that way you can add in some of the ones that you, or save some of the combos that you have together. Like just for instance, if I wanted, trying to think of one of the things I do on a monthly basis or weekly. I know I do a lot of like the Bible study, so not resize, copy, come on. Eh. And let's pair that with an Aloma Island one. I probably should have just. And so it's kind of one way that you can use the faves page is coming in here, and if you see yourself going back and forth using the same thing over and over and over again, save them all in the one page, so that way you don't have to be scrolling back and forth or looking through um, your saved or your favorites and the elements or whatnot. um, just thinking of trying to think of one way to make it kind of a little bit easier to save, like things that you do all the time. And again, you can always copy and paste the page, and so that way you can keep on putting stuff together, just to give you the artistic freedom on all of that. So that is it for the Font Pack Volume 2. Um, Again, like I said, if there is, oops, no, delete. Okay. If there is any words or anything that you can think of that you've been looking for or that you would like to see in the shop, shoot me a message, leave a comment. I will definitely put it on my list and try to get it out as soon as possible. I value everyone's feedback and I try to get back to everyone as soon as possible. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.